COVID period of time, another version of our virtual meeting here for the Board of Pharmacy on September 23rd. Let's start with attendance, starting from my left with Commissioner Caffarelli. Go ahead, Commissioner.
Brian Caffarelli, Commissioner.
Kristen Linder, Commissioner.
Marian Guanti, Commissioner.
Angelo DeFazio, Commissioner.
Richard Cartwright, Commissioner.
Debbie Chisholm, Commissioner.
Heather Hoynes, Board Administrator.
Great. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being on the call. It's a beautiful day outside. Thank you so much. Let's get started with pharmacy internship. Huda Abdullah. Is Huda here?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you for joining us. So it's traditional for interns to appear before the board. We like to ask a few questions. Let's start by swearing you in. Do you swear could you raise your right hand, please? Could you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
And for the record, could you state your name and spell your last name, please?
My first name is Huda, H-U-D-A, and last name Abdullah, A-B-D-U-L-L-A-H.
Well, welcome, Huda. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your experience in pharmacy, what country you come from, what experience you have there, and what you plan on doing with your degree.
Well, I studied pharmacy back in Jordan, that's in Middle East. I graduated back in the summer of 2010, and I worked for 5 years in a retail pharmacy. I opened my own pharmacy back in 2015, but I had to leave it to come with my husband to live in the States, same year, 2015. And then I had to go through all the equivalency steps to get my degree done here. And I also finished FPGE and TOEFL exams. I have my FPGE certificate, and I've reached the point where I have to do my internship hours, which are around 1,500 hours. And for that, I'm here to apply for that license so then I can take the NAPLEX and the MPGE and complete with all these preparation steps.
And do you have a place to do your internship all lined up?
I already started working in the pharmacy of the Hospital of Central Connecticut.
Oh, great.
New Britain. I've been there for 2 months, and as you know, I have to have the internship license to have these hours, but I don't know if the hours that I've did for the last 2 months are considered or not. I hopefully wish they are, because I have a lot of hours to do.
They're not.
They're not? That's what I imagine.
They're not retroactive, I'm sorry.
They're not.
More experience, Huda.
You can't start counting your intern hours until you have an intern registration.
I have my actual license, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
So who's your preceptor?
It's a pharmacist, Inera Brewer. She's the pharmacy manager in that hospital.
Great. Is that what you'd like to do, is hospital pharmacy in the future, or would you like to get back into retail?
Actually, I really enjoyed it. I've never did hospital pharmacies before. I love the IV room preparations, and that's what I'm thinking of, becoming like an IV pharmacist. I enjoyed that work. So hopefully when I finish with all these steps, I'm willing to continue with the career at the same hospital. Fabulous.
Commissioners, any questions for Huda? Well, I think you're going to do just fine, Huda. Keep track of your hours. Unfortunately, your previous hours don't count, as it was already stated, and we wish you a lot of luck. All right? Thank you very much for appearing this morning. Thank you.
Thank you for having me here.
Thanks. Okay, guys, should be a pretty quick meeting. We really have no legal today, so let's get started with new pharmacy applications. So Commissioner Carbray and Commissioner Chisholm, we're going to start with the first of the two Orange pharmacies. Orange Pharmacy, Post Road, 9A, is Vishal Desai here?
Yes, good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, how are you? Thank you for coming back. I think this was tabled from last meeting, so thank you for coming back. Could you please raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Could you state your name and spell your last name for the record, please?
My name is Vishal Desai. That's Desai. 1920x1020.
Michelle, is there any physician ownership or other healthcare professional that can write prescriptions in the state of Connecticut ownership in this pharmacy?
No, there's not.
Is any register, point of sale system, or pharmacy system that can access HIPAA sensitive information that's going to sit outside of the pharmacy department?
No, there's not.
And just for the record, the pharmacy manager must work a minimum of 35 hours a week in the pharmacy.
Absolutely.
Aware of that. Okay, very good. Commissioner
Yep.
Carberry, Commissioner Chisholm?
Thanks, Chairman. This was before us last month, so we kind of went through most of it. I guess there was one question on that left side of the diagram up.
Yeah.
So is that a handicap access ramp?
Yes, that is.
Okay, great. The other things are marked. It's hard to see on the drawing here now, but I reviewed most of this on my own computer. The only thing I don't see is a refrigerator for food for employees.
Yeah, there's one on the upper right-hand side in that office/storage room.
Oh, okay. Okay, fine.
Is that the one below drawer 5, or is that the pharmacy fridge below drawer 5?
I think that's the pharmacy fridge, right?
Yeah.
Below drawer 5, yeah, that's the pharmacy fridge.
So in that room to the right, there's going to be a refrigerator.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think we looked at this last month, and that was biggest concern was the ramping.
Mhm.
So I don't see any other items here for that problem.
Everything else is fine.
Yep,
Okay,
we're good to go there.
you good, Commissioner Carberry, Commissioner Chisholm?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Commissioner.
HCAI Pharmacy, 2595 Main Street in Stratford. Is Matthew Moen here?
Morning. How are you, Commissioner?
Good morning, Matthew. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
For the record, could you state your name and spell your last name, please?
Absolutely. My first name is Matthew, and my last name is Moen, M-O-E-N.
And is there any physician or other healthcare professionals that can write prescriptions in the state of Connecticut that have ownership in the pharmacy?
There is not.
Very good. Is any point of sale system, register, or computer that can access HIPAA sensitive information going to sit outside of the demised pharmacy department?
There is not.
And as you're aware, the pharmacy manager must work a minimum of 35 hours per week.
Absolutely.
Very good. I know most work 60, but for the record, minimum of 35. Okay, Commissioner Carberry, Commissioner Chisholm?
Again, in this drawing, there's a few things that are not marked. Safe and a drug.
So there was a drawing that we reviewed last month, which the board is also in possession of, which has, or the commission is also in possession of, which had that indicated. So my understanding was that the commission wanted to see a larger blueprint, which included the complete first floor.
Right, except that's not on this drawing here, so we don't have that in front of us today, unfortunately, unless Heather can bring it up from last month. So if you can just describe what those things are on this drawing, even though they're not marked.
Yes, so in the area that's marked as Pharmacy RX, so if we look at the top of the page, the upper right-hand corner of that area would be where the pharmacy fridge will be located for prescription medications. That small line, which is in the Pharmacy RX section, is indicative of an island, and so it's an under-counter pharmacy safe, Class B UL rated safe, which will be installed there. In that pharmacy storage area is where the refrigerator will be located for employees to store food.
Okay, great.
The sink is located in the lower left-hand corner of that Pharmacy RX area, which is indicated on the drawing.
Yeah, if I remember right, this was an infectious disease specialty pharmacy.
That's correct. So the clinic specializes in treatment of ID.
Okay, great. Do you have any questions?
Nope, all set.
This is the other one, if you want to look at it real quick.
Oh, great. Thanks, Heather. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
That's helpful.
Way to go, Heather.
Right on the spot with it. It's perfect. Thanks, Heather. Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay, Matthew, thank you. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
next
much.
on the agenda is Genoa Healthcare, 331 Weathersfield Avenue in Hartford. Suzanne Tamer.
Good morning.
Good morning, Suzanne. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Could you please raise your right hand, Suzanne? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
For the record, could you state your name and spell your last name, please?
Sure. It's Suzanne Tamer, Tamer.
And is there any physician or other healthcare professional that can write prescriptions in the state of Connecticut have any ownership in the pharmacy?
No.
Will there be a point of sale system, a register, or a pharmacy computer that can access HIPAA sensitive information that's going to sit outside the demised licensed pharmacy department?
No.
And as you're well aware, the manager must work a minimum of 35 hours a week in the pharmacy?
Yes.
Very good. Commissioners?
All the requirements are on the drawing as listed, which is great. This is a small pharmacy, 397 square feet, from what I can tell. So it looks like a small RX space in a room. This is in a building on Weathersfield Avenue, if I remember right. Village and Children and Family, is that correct?
That's correct.
So just give us an idea of what this pharmacy has been doing in terms of prescribing. I mean, dispensing for who? Is it walk-in for the public that are attending clinics in the building?
Will be available for the public as well as for those within the building. It's focused mainly on behavioral health, but we are full dispensing pharmacy for all medications.
And so the patients will come just to those two kiosks there at the top left corner?
Yes.
So they don't enter the pharmacy at all as such?
No.
Okay. And the door out the back is just an exit door
Yes.
from the pharmacy?
Correct.
And of course, there's no restroom in that particular pharmacy, so pharmacists will have to leave the dispensing area and lock the pharmacy when they go to the restroom and somewhere else in the building.
That's correct. It's a shared bathroom facility with the building. They will close the pharmacy, and they do have a half an hour scheduled lunch where they will close the pharmacy as well to leave.
Oh, good, good. Debbie, any comments?
They're very straightforward.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Suzanne.
everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, Milford Pharmacy and Home Care on Broad Street. Is Nohura Jablawi in our virtual house? Nohura Jablawi, Milford Pharmacy and Home Care. Could have swore I saw her name. Are you there?
Yeah, I did too.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. How are you?
How are you?
Good. Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? For the record, could you state your name and spell your last name, please?
Noraj Blawi, last name Jebs Boy Lawi.
Is there any physician or healthcare professionals that can write prescriptions in the state of Connecticut have ownership in the pharmacy? Will any register, point of sale system, or computer system sit outside of the demised licensed pharmacy department? And you're well aware that the pharmacy manager needs to be present minimum of 35 hours per week? Yes. Very good, Nora. Thank you very much. Commissioners?
Can't see it on this drawing, but it seems to have cut off the front entrance. If you go up, keep going up there, scroll up a little more, Heather.
That's it. That's as far as it goes.
Yeah, so it looks like at the bottom there might be something, some lettering so there's got to be a front entrance there somewhere. I just can't see what it looks like and how people
Yeah,
enter.
that's the whole drawing that was given.
So we did send another blueprint to clarify that part that was cut off. I'm not sure if Heather received it.
That's the only one I have is this one.
Okay.
So can you describe the entrance? I mean, at least tell us what's going on up front there.
Yep. So up front, there is just a front door where it says waiting area down at the bottom. And in front of that, there's just a retail area and a front door. And I do have the other copy. I see it. That one that we sent it the second time. So
Nora, could you resend that, please, to Heather?
yes, I can send it right now.
What is the word that's cut off that ends in SK? What is written on your blueprint?
The SK.
You see on the bottom near waiting area, that looks at least like an SK.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I believe desk. That's a desk where they have the medical supplies.
Okay.
So just extra shelves and then the front door. And we are sending it right now.
So the way the picture is oriented now is the front door to the bottom left? Is it to
Correct.
the bottom right? Bottom left, okay.
And so you're located between two other buildings, correct? You're in a strip mall?
We're located between two stores. One of them is a shoe store, specialty shoe store, and the other one is a home decor. We're on Broad Street. We're not inside a mall now.
All right, so obviously because you have adjoining, neighbors, to make sure that you're secured with your building as far as intrusion on either side of your pharmacy.
Yes.
The ceiling goes all the way up. Have you planned anything as far as security on above the pharmacy? Cameras?
Yes, definitely. Inside
So,
and out.
so there is a security system above there.
Yes, we'll have a secure system.
Okay, yeah, that's important in this location. Also, looking at the drawing, some of it's tough to read too. Is a refrigerator next to the sink?
Yes.
It's hard to read that.
Yes, there's a fridge right next to the sink.
And is that food or is that drug?
This is a drug fridge. And there is the food fridge is in the break room in the basement.
Oh, okay. So break room is in the basement. Okay.
And the stairs down to the basement and the upper side.
Restrooms are public?
Yes, but not during COVID.
They're not doing cover. Okay.
They are public for the staff and customers.
Yeah, it sounds like the entrance is fine. I mean, we'll take a look at it, but I don't think there's any reason to hold it up.
Can you tell me, what's the stairs on the top left?
These just the basement stairs.
Is that a basement that is only accessible to the pharmacies?
Yes.
And there's no way out of the basement?
So Nora, when you walk down those steps, it goes to your break room?
Yep, it goes to some storage room and one of the rooms is break room. It's a pretty good size
I
basement.
want to be clear that you can't store drugs down there because that's not part of the pharmacy department, okay?
Yeah.
Or files?
Or five.
Yeah.
Any other questions, commissioners?
No, looks good.
Okay, Nora, thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Next on the agenda, the other orange. Orange is the color today. Orange RX Inc., Indian River Road, Unit F, is Adil Abdul Rahman in our virtual house.
Hello?
Hey, Adil. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Everybody can hear me?
Do you have a radio on or something on in the background? Okay.
No.
Okay. Do you guys hear it or am I imagining?
Yeah.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
You don't have a radio on where you, Adil?
Or television.
No, no, nothing.
Maybe somebody else.
Maybe someone else. If you're not speaking, please mute your Zoom.
There we
Thank
go.
you. That worked. Okay, Adil, could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
For the record, could you please state your name and spell your last name?
Yes, yeah. My name is Adil Abdul Rahman, and my last name is Rahman. It's Rehman.
And is there any physician or other healthcare professional that can write prescriptions in the state of Connecticut? Do they have any ownership in this pharmacy?
No,
Will any register or a point of sale or pharmacy computer sit outside the demised pharmacy area?
no.
And you're well aware that as the manager, you need to be present no less than 35 hours a week?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, very good. Commissioners?
Drawing's pretty straightforward. The only thing I don't see is a food refrigerator, but that's probably
Yeah, it's in the storage area. Yeah, in the
storage
back.
area. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All the other required items are there. This is a unit, so this is in a like a suite in a building. On the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
floor.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Same situation with the bathroom, that it's,
Yeah, no public restroom. I mean, no restroom at all.
No, it's not. No, there is a restroom on the left
Yeah.
corner in the back, but it's not accessible to public. It's only for the pharmacy staff. It's not for the public.
okay.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, that's fine.
The, I'm just curious, is there any relationship between the two Orange pharmacies, one being called Orange RX and the other one called Orange Pharmacy?
I'm not. I think it's a
And the only reason
coincidence.
why I bring
And
it, the only reason why I bring it up is if I can see confusion for physicians calling it in.
I didn't know about that. So maybe in the future, maybe I will consider to I don't know, change the name, but it's everything is now pretty much I
Just,
think is
just for public safety and for access to patients, you know, you can see similar
Yeah.
names getting called in. I know it happens every day with chains because they have one similar name with, you know, but just to be on the safe side, you know, I would, for both the Orange Pharmacy before and Orange RX, just to be very clear with your physician groups and your other healthcare professionals that they are separate and succinct with different names, that they're not the same.
all right.
Just a little
All
advice.
right. I do. Or I will do.
Anything else, commissioners?
No, that's
Okay.
good.
Let's take motions on each one individually before we move on to the remodel, so that these managers can get back to work, so their employers don't get upset at us. So, all right. Let's start back with Orange Pharmacy, 109 Boston Post Road, Suite 9A. Do I have a motion to accept?
I moved as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. HCAI Pharmacy, 2595 Main Street, Stratford. Do I have a motion to accept?
I moved as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Genoa Healthcare LLC, 331 Weathersfield Avenue, Hartford, Connecticut. Do I have a motion to accept?
I moved as presented.
Do I have a second? I will second it. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Milford Pharmacy and Home Care, Inc., 78 Broad Street, Milford. Do I have a motion?
Moved as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstention? So moved. Orange RX Inc., 240 Indian River Road, Orange, Connecticut. Do I have a motion?
Moved as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Moving on to pharmacy remodels. Nutmeg Pharmacy in Killingworth Road, on Killingworth Road in Hingham, Connecticut. Someone here to represent that?
Yeah, Greg McKenna.
Oh, good morning, Mr. McKenna.
Good morning, Commissioner.
How are
I
you?
hope all's well. I'm well.
Good. I don't have to swear you in.
Okay.
So why don't you tell us about your remodel, Greg?
Okay, so what we're adding on is this is a self-contained building where we had a pharmacy, and then on the side that we are now adjoining was a gym. The gym has moved up the road, and what we're now adding on here is a more retail space. You can see when we had the retail space, we actually had the luxury of adding on 2 more bathrooms for the public. This space has already been alarmed. To answer all the to those questions, there's no pharmacy product going on that side. Actually, what we're starting is that we will start a True Value hardware store that will start on that side. That'll be the expansion side of it. Because we have hopes of building a much larger pharmacy very shortly, and this will become a total True Value. So, but that's for another day. So 2,500 square feet is being added, and it's all retail hardware space.
Gotta leave it to you, Greg. That's pretty creative.
Very interesting concept, for sure.
So just for simplification purposes, the True Hardware store is basically the majority of
it's really part of Hingham Pharmacy right now, because it's just, albeit we will, we're going to be going towards a, branded hardware, side. It will right now just be part of Hingham Pharmacy. So it's just, another addition.
Greg, will any of the registers or point of sale systems in the hardware store access pharmacy stuff?
Well, in fact, there'll be no, you can see there is actually no space for registers over there, because everything is coming over into the pharmacy system. We've actually loaded the True Value stuff onto our pharmacy system. So
as over the counter goods?
I'm sorry?
As basically OTC goods?
Yeah, it's like hammers, nails, cleaning supplies, all that, if you think of a city, I think the best way to describe it is if you think of a city hardware store location, because, it really fits that model. That's what's going to be covered in there. And the only access is in and out of Hingham Pharmacy, because the access on the other side has been shut off. So it truly is just an expansion of retail space for the pharmacy. And it just so happens that it's all hardware.
And it'll have the same hours of the pharmacy, or will the pharmacy have
exactly everything's the exact same hours? It truly is just an expansion of Hingham Pharmacy's offerings.
I don't want to see any technicians with an ACE vest on back there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, you won't see any technicians with an ACE vest. I can guarantee that. Okay.
Commissioners, do you have any unorthodox but creative? Is there any questions for Mr. McKenna?
No, I mean, it's kind of unique. I was hoping he was going to say it's going to be a home health care department, but that's okay.
Well, I would love to say that, but we can't talk reimbursement, so
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to.
Trust me, hardware is the way to go.
Yeah. A lot better margins, absolutely.
I will leave it to the commissioner.
The only thing I can say is please use a real good screening process for the employees that are going to work in the Ace Hardware, just like you would for a technician that works in the pharmacy. You are introducing, a non-licensed person to the other side. I know that this is very similar to a giant grocery store. They may have a pharmacy, but just, just a word to the wise, that's all.
So Commissioner, to that point, and I think really a hallmark of what I've tried to do throughout my career is I've actually, the people that are going to take that over, I have taken staff that, currently were pharmacy staff. They're now going to, go into another role in their lives. And hopefully I'm going to help them own the whole hardware store at some point. So, people are the critical portion of every business. And if you don't pay attention to who you have up front, there's always a problem. So, I think we're doing.
I have one question.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So the whole area is the licensed pharmacy?
Correct.
So you're not having any separate hours between the hardware store and the pharmacy?
That's correct.
Okay. So there'll be a pharmacist on duty the entire time?
100% of the time.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
No. It's a very valid question and already asked and answered. I mean, definitely there'll be a pharmacist on at all times. In fact, our location now requires it. We probably have 2 to 3 pharmacists on at a time now. So,
Any other questions, commissioners?
No, it's all good.
Thank you, Mr. McKenna. Have
hey,
a good
thank you. Everybody be well. Thank you.
Take care, Greg.
Thanks, Rick.
All right. So in reference to the pharmacy remodel, Ace Hardware / pharmacy on Killingworth Road in Higginham, do I have a motion to accept?
Moved as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved.
Thank you.
Moving on to miscellaneous matters. Commissioner Inguante, to the ever-changing questions on the MP. Could you?
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, so Chairman, I'll just give you a quick update. Agent Gina Abdelghani and I just finished the 2020 MPJE state-specific review and pretest item selection exercise. This is the August-September assignment that we do every year. And really the spirit of this is to pay careful attention in reviewing the new questions that have been submitted across the country and see if any of them work for us in Connecticut in terms of being in alignment with any of our new regulations. We also review all of our current questions in the data bank, which is over 3,000, to make sure they're still relevant. As you know, just for an example, a couple of years ago, we went from having a biannual controlled drug inventory to an annual. And so at that point in time, I had emailed the MPJE folks and they let me go through all those questions and pull them out and change that one word, because again, we want to make sure, we want people to know our laws. We want people to succeed in this exam. So this is, we just submitted everything on September 11th, and the next part of this will be in March. And in March, what we do is we write new questions that go to the to the NABP, and they have their, all of their PhD psychometric question folks review them for acceptability. And then those questions will be back in next September's assignment. So I will put up a little bit of a report for Heather for the minutes, but I just wanted to share this with all the commissioners and let you know that scope of work is completed.
Very much appreciated to you and the agent, Gina. You guys do a great job on this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions for Commissioner Inguante? Thank you, Mary.
Okay.
Moving
Great.
on. Continuing education program approval. Again, Commissioner Guante.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. Yes, this was submitted, was a FDA sponsored program that was attended by some pharmacists, and they submitted everything that we require. I reviewed it. It's more than meets our standards, and I would recommend that we approve this program for these continuing education credits.
Any questions for Commissioner Guante? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion to approve. I'll make the motion to approve the continuing education for United States Pharmacopoeia. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Thank you, Commissioner Guante. Staying with the Commissioner Guante show, let's go for non-resident pharmacy approvals. And Heather did email the background and the more detail on these pharmacies, so it should be in your email if you didn't receive it in the original package. Go ahead, Commissioner Guante.
Okay. So if you didn't get a chance to look at the emailed report, really there are three of them that I recommend we deny this time. The first one is the Apothecare 360 out of Fort Myers, Florida. They really need to provide us with a 795 inspection. They are going to be doing non-sterile compounding, and that 795 is the standard we hold our pharmacists to in Connecticut. So they need to submit that. The other one that I am denying is the CVS Pharmacy 11339. This pharmacy is a big repackaging operation, and it's located within a CVS distribution center. And the volume is tremendous, which is, good for them that they're able to do that. But my question is, they have an adjacent call center where they have pharmacists staffing that call center. And Heather's working with them to clarify if their intent is to provide MTM services, because if there will be MTM services to the Connecticut residents, then those pharmacists need to become licensed in Connecticut. So pending that clarification, we're denying, I recommend we deny that application. And the final one I recommend we deny is One Source Specialty Pharmacy in Dallas. There were a few things there that, and again, as you know, because we don't physically inspect these, it's kind of a desktop review with the paperwork they submit. So the inspection report of that pharmacy was pretty much illegible. And then the part that I could read was that it was a partial inspection with a failure to have observable pharmacy activity, which I don't know exactly what that means, but it's concerning the way it was written by a pharmacy inspector. So again, Heather is working to get clarification. So we'll probably see those denied applications again in the future. And that concludes my report.
Any questions for Commissioner Guante? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion to approve the non-resident pharmacies except for Apothecare, CVS Pharmacy 11339, and One Source Specialty Medicine. Do I hear a motion? I will make the motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. With that, Heather, if there's nothing else other than the minutes, is that correct?
That's correct.
So I know you all had a chance to look at our minutes since they get posted almost immediately. Thank you, Heather. And I didn't see any omissions or corrections. Anyone else see anything? Because if not, I'll accept a motion to accept the commission minutes as presented.
So moved.
Move to accept.
Second,
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Very good. And with that, I'll accept a motion for adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Brian Caffarelli cannot second it because he was late today. So someone else can second it. I will second it.
I apologize. I'm very sorry.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Thank you, guys. Please enjoy this beautiful day and please stay safe.
Take care.
Okay, take care. Yeah,
See ya.
bye-bye.